Are you gonna bring me in, Miss Mott?
Bring you in. Bring you
You
in my
in.
life.
Mm.
You
That's
be
right.
in. You be in.
I'm gonna bring you in your funkin'
Mm.
towel.
I
What a
mean, my
what a
cookie
funky
cow.
cow you got there, Richard.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
Uh, Thank you guys. I don't take it out often.
That's what she said. Um. Oh well.
Oh man.
I can see where this show's gonna go today.
It's
We'll
all
try
in good
keep it on.
fun. It's all
We'll
in good
try
fun.
keep. We'll try keep it on the rails tonight. It's gonna be our last show for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
We better make it worth it. Yes, that's.
You make it
So
worth
we
it. Yes.
better we better go live in the group, Andy.
You think?
Give us something to do for the night.
Yeah, because Mark got yelled at last time he went on vacation. Was it last time or time before that, Mark?
It was last year. Yes, it was.
Oh, you got. You were told. You were
Wow.
told.
I was told. Yeah, because people didn't have anything to do on Thursday night. So
Like I said, I'll say it over. I'll say it and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for the show on a Thursday night, it's one of my enjoyments of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me too. Always has been. Yeah.
I will probably show the belt of the week, and then I'll let you guys take over part of the show while I go grab my thing here.
Okay. Now, Mark, did you say that where we had the list from the 60s, 70s, that we don't have a list of the 80s?
Oh, I forgot about that. We can talk about that too. Let me see.
Yeah.
Find it here. I do have the 80s. I do have the 80s.
Okay, that was a lot of fun.
It goes all the way to the 2020s. So
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay.
we'll cover that. We'll cover that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
I'm glad you brought that up. I completely forgot about it.
Yep. Good stuff.
Okay. Start the countdown timer here shortly. 1 minute to countdown, or less than a minute to countdown.
Uh oh. What's so funny?
Terrible. Pointing this towel.
Are we getting comments on it?
Not yet.
Oh, you will from a certain person in PA.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But how authentic is it? Does it have Terry Funk's sweat on it? You know?
No, it actually has the
Well,
Walmart tag still on it.
That's the rumor.
It's official.
Oh, gee.
That's terrible.
You didn't go pay $50 for it, did you?
No, it's actually in a bundle for $3.
You didn't make the mistake of thinking that Terry Funk actually sweated on that towel, did you?
Yeah, I mean.
No, I was told Walt from Walmart sweated on it.
Okay.
Because Johnny still thinks I sweat on that damn towel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You guys are terrible. I know. Might have to give you a timeout.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's not like I didn't send the meme yet. I mean, you know.
No, you haven't sent the meme yet.
Not yet. You notice he said yet. He said yet.
And this is off topic, but we can talk about the Titanic thing too if you want to.
Yeah,
we
could
talk
do
about
that.
That's so sad. I mean, I think we all had hope that maybe they were, you know.
Well, I knew there was no way because any kind of rescue operation takes time to plan, and they didn't have time.
Yeah, there was no time at all.
You can't just drop something down there and pick them up. It doesn't work that way. You have to have planning.
Yeah. And it's not like it just went down a little bit.
Yeah,
it was on the bottom of the ocean. I mean,
yeah, they might as well have been on the moon.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
But I knew they weren't going to make it because of that. Because it just they didn't have enough air. It just wasn't going to last long enough.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, but if they were going to go, this was the most merciful way to go.
So. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, like you said before we went on the show, the air, the memes are funny, but it's just tragic.
It's tasteless. Yeah, I mean, they didn't give me a chuckle, but I did pray for those people. I really did.
Yeah,
I did too.
It's just.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that the second hour.
But like we're talking about. But if you paid $250,000, you'd want it to be doggone sure that the unit or the ship that we're going down is going to be no problems at all. I mean,
yeah. Well, they were told what they wanted to hear, so
yeah,
I'm sure. We'll talk about that in the second hour.
And they met the same fate.
Yep. And we'll see you on the other side.
I'm Andy B. and Spanning the Globe starts now. Andy B. and Spanning the Globe starts now.
Why does it play that second time? I don't know why it does that. Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night. We want to thank you for joining us tonight on your Thursday night. We appreciate you viewing every night. We look forward to coming to you and bring you some belt talk, hobby talk, wrestling talk, any kind of talk, just no dirty talk. This is spanning the globe. I'm your host, Mark Maggard, and I want to bring on my co-hosts tonight. Let me take out my countdown timer first. There we go. Mr. Andy B.
Hey, and the red jacket is back.
It is. I saw somebody. I saw a comment. I ran to the closet, grabbed it, and Mr. Richard Ward and his funky towel.
Just me and my funkin' towel.
I forgot to get my banner going. There we go.
As long as you got your funking towel, you're good to go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got watching that. We have Platinum Swords.
What's
Yes,
up, Platinum?
I had. Let me explain this. I thought I might be late because I had a meeting in Oklahoma City with my work. It's a 2-hour drive, and we're supposed to get out 3 o'clock, and that was going to be running me behind. But we got early tonight, an hour earlier today. So
things
I got
worked
to
out.
echo my ear. So yeah. So if I sound like I'm drunk, it's because I got the echo my ear.
Uh-oh.
Mr. James Ellis. And here's our guest from last week, Mr. Nor.
Nor.
What's up, Nor?
Nor.
Mr.
The
Nor.
man, the myth,
That's
the
right.
legend from
man,
Malaysia.
And we know he exists because he was on the show last week.
He was here. Yes, he was.
He was in person, live in living color. MH370 hasn't been found. That's right. We'll talk about that in the second hour.
Wow.
Hello, Johnny.
Wait.
I got the jacket, James. I saw your comment before the show started. I went and grabbed it.
What's up,
Hey,
Drew?
Drew. Hello, Drew.
Happy birthday, Drew.
Happy birthday,
Drew.
man.
Okay, I know there's a joke there somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, Ben. Yeah, join us. Well, happy
Sounds
What
great,
up, Ben?
That's right.
Sounds great. Why? Because it doesn't say Britsburg?
Britsburg. There you go.
It's just me and my funkin' towel.
Yeah, that's right. That's me.
Oh, wow. Somebody's in a mood.
Yeah. Well, it's because I went and grabbed the red jacket. So.
How dare you? How dare
I know. I'm such a cad.
Come on.
First of all, I want to start off the show by reminding everybody this show is sponsored by Mark Leather
Oh,
Championship
yeah.
Belt Leathering
I hear
and
he's
by
really good.
Unique Championship Belts. And there's our opening bell. That's right. So our opening bell is usually followed by the belt of the week, and I do have that up and ready to go. So let me go ahead and edit the stream and go full screen. This is the 10 pounds of silver, aka the NWA U.S. Heavyweight Championship. This was held by Wahoo McDaniel, Ricky Steamboat, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Roddy Piper, Magnum TA, and I think a couple. Oh, Dick Slater held this title.
Oh,
Don't forget Tully Blanchard.
Tully Blanchard, yeah, that's right. Tully Blanchard held it. That's right.
Mhm. Yep.
These plates were made by Unique Championship Belts, which is our sponsor, one of our sponsors, and it was also re-leathered by our other sponsor, Mark Leather, yours truly. This is a beautiful belt. I got
It
the
is.
painted version of that too. I'll put that up sometime for the belt of the week. Let me put this microphone down a little bit. Bend down and get closer up. Of course, you got your grommets, and I think the original version, the grommets were actually painted black with the silver rim around it. So I may paint these. I haven't decided yet.
Really, it wasn't just the 10 pounds of gold that had the grommets painted black, huh?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of these that are they're just plain silver, but I think they actually had black paint right in the middle of them. So,
But I guess after so many years, the paint would have come off the grommets.
yeah,
Just like
over
it did
time.
the plate, silver plate, center plate.
Well, some of the paint actually flaked off, but at some point they went in and took it off the rest of the way because it actually looks prettier like that.
I like it like this.
I do too. This is the first version I saw.
Yep.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine was the champion when I first saw this belt. I thought it was beautiful.
Wow.
That is a
Yeah.
gorgeous belt.
When I put the leather on it, I did a little flag stamp there.
Mm-hmm.
Always do that for U.S. and American titles. I got to clean that strap up over
Did
there.
this one originally have NWA stamped to the left or anywhere on the
No.
strap?
There
Okay.
were no stamps
There's
on
no,
this.
really no place to put it. I mean, really.
Of course, I got my stamp there. I always put
Mhm.
down the female snaps. And this was just like the 10 pounds of gold. The female snaps are on the other side, the other end.
Mhm.
So let's look at the back. There's your back.
That's so funny, Richard.
Oh, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
So got your double loop lacing on the strap.
Beautiful.
The one thing I wish I had done differently is over the top of the. It should have been more round, but I have trouble with that. For some reason, I can't get that down, so I just kind of trace over that. And
Oh, it looks
turned out
great to me.
okay.
I'd take
Thank
it.
you.
It looks great to me.
Thank you. So there's your belt of the week. 10 pounds of silver by Unique Championship Belts, re-leathered by Mark Leather. So get that camera turned off. There we go. There we go. All right. So let me get organized here just a second. So what other comments we got going on here? Catch up here real quick. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think I've heard him mention that before. Okay. I thought that sounded familiar. Promise.
Bye. Bye.
See ya. The door hits you where the Lord split you.
He was good. Yeah. Good Lord split you.
Yeah. No, he ain't leaving. He ain't going anywhere. Jim Cornette. Okay. Lane loves a towel. Happy
there
Thursday
you
to you,
go.
Lane.
Yeah. Lane does what's good.
One champion, whatever that means.
What? I don't get it.
Oh, one champion. Yeah, because I read the one that had champions on it, so, and didn't even notice it. So anyway, okay. In some hobby news. Oh no, I got some business to conduct here. I sold the last network logo insert, which took me months to get all three of those sold. And then today, a guy hit me up about a gold one, and I'm not making any more because it takes so long to sell. But I do
It takes a
have.
while. How long does it take to make one of those, Mark?
It didn't take
Pound
very
all those
long.
little-
It
Oh, really?
takes a hell of a lot longer to sell one than it does to make one. But no, I can get one done in a day as far as the tooling. It just takes a couple days to do the dye because you have to let it dry, put 2 coats on, and then put a couple of coats of clear on it. So it takes, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. It doesn't take long at all.
I'm painting the insert that I bought for you gold.
Ah, okay. But I do have, and it's not finished. Oh, It's a strap for the WWE Big Eagle, and I can't remember
Okay.
who the maker was for the plates, but this was a one I did. I wasn't happy with the tooling. The snap box was not correct, so I just trashed it and started over, and then I did another one and actually painted it and decided to start over because I wasn't happy with how it was going. It was way too big around the main plate. So if you want one of these, I'm not going to do any more work to them. They're going to be sold as is. I already have holes cut out, but you can punch them for other belts if you want a project belt. This is dusty. I apologize. I scrapped it at the last second. Didn't have time to clean it. But this one has tool. The snap box is tooled. I did tool that one and this one. So there. Oh, it also has a snap, which I'll drill out unless you want to do it. But I'll sell these both. I don't know. I'll sell them for $30 each, shipped.
That's a good deal.
Nice deal.
Heck of a deal.
Or I'll sell them both for 50 shipped. $30 a piece shipped, or $50 for both shipped.
Even better.
That's a good deal.
With the snap
Mhm.
box on the unfinished one, you can. So if you're interested, hit me up after the show.
Great deal for those.
Because I just don't think it'll sell. I hate to waste leather, so if you have a project belt, that'd be perfect strap for that. Okay. Now let's talk about the plates that I had in my hand for the customer. I'm not sure who made those plates, but these are really nice straps. They just need to be finished. So let me go back to my brand here. Okay, speaking of Jim Cornette, I'm stuttering. I'm sorry. Speaking of Jim Cornette, somebody tweeted. And I don't know who this lady is. Is it a lady or a guy? It's a lady.
These days,
Why
who
is
knows?
fake? Yeah, I don't know who this lady is. Why is
I don't
fake
either.
fighting on my timeline? Pro wrestling is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Please don't fake beat me up for this tweet. Jim Cornette took issue with this. I won't read that one word. Did anybody ask you douchebag? Why are you on my Twitter knocking my business? I don't go to your job and slap the you know what out of your mouth.
I'm guessing she
So-
must be a porn artist, a porn actor.
I don't know her.
I mean, because
I
he
have no
said that
idea.
you know.
Yeah, he said, "You know what?"
I don't either. But
Who knows?
yeah. Thank you. F you. Bye. Yeah, that's right. So I don't know who this lady is, but Jim got the better of her, and I guess she must be subscribing to something for these things to be popping up on her timeline.
Yeah.
So I don't
I've
know.
never heard of her.
I haven't either. But I thought it was kind of funny. You know, Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Say what you will
Jim's
about him,
best.
he is pretty clever. He is pretty clever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't go after him if you don't you can't stand what's going to come right back at you because he's going to.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he has no filter. When I was at the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, I asked John Mantell. I said, "Why don't you ever have Jim Cornette come out here and give a speech or something like that?" He said, "Well, we never know what's going to come out of his mouth, and we have families that come, and so." All right.
There's nothing under the towel. See?
Yeah. But anyway, they oops. There you go. Yeah. But they they have little kids come to the Hall of Fame for the wrestling matches and all this other stuff, and you have Jim Cornette there throwing the F word out like a candidate at parade. It's just not a good thing. So I do get that. Now, however, I've heard Jim on some of these shows like Dark Side of the Ring and some of these other wrestling related shows where they're interviewing him, and he is very eloquent when he's behaving himself.
Yeah, when he behaves, he's just fine. Yeah,
and he's very knowledgeable of wrestling history.
Yeah, he's a wrestling historian. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Why do you hate people, Johnny? That's not nice.
I told you I wouldn't leave.
Gianni, we're like brother love. We love you.
We love you.
Gianni will not leave. He will threaten that, but he won't leave because he's like herpes.
Now, see, Gianni, people don't know, but Gianni has something to do with why that towel is hanging there. We'll just leave it at that.
I guess.
We'll just leave it like that.
Yeah, just throw it against the wall to stick.
See, Yanni, you're like the little brother of the show. We love you, man. Just hang in there.
You're good, G.
Yeah. An update on the belts I'm working on. I had to start over on a customer belt. I was not happy. I've been a little rusty after coming back from shoulder surgery, and my mind hasn't been on it because I've been concentrating on my shoulder. My shoulder's almost pretty much healed up, but I just wasn't happy with a couple of the details on this strap. So I've started all over. And for that customer who's, I'm sure, watching, hopefully watching, I apologize. I will get it done. I am going to be gone next week, so when I get back, I will finish it. I do have it drawn out. I just need to cut it out and start tooling on it. So I want to get it done. And then on that 10 pounds of gold, that premiere I showed last week, the belt of the week, I do have it on a strap. I have backing on. I just need to trim it, put some female snaps on the other end of it, and lace it. That's going to take a while. So, and I won't get to any of that till I get back from vacation. So, pure jealousy. I'm real jealous. I sure am. Now Richard has a new belt coming, right?
Oh yeah. Should be
Well, it
here
was coming
by
and it
next
went.
week.
It's coming
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, it should be here by next week. Hopefully, yeah, it'll be here for the following week show.
Hey,
Hello,
Dustin.
Hey,
Just have-
Dustin, what's
Thanks
up,
for
man?
watching.
How you doing?
Love to see his screenshots of his interaction with some of the makers.
They're hilarious.
I used
are.
I used the Dustin thing the other day. I didn't share it in the chat though.
I did it once a while back, and I don't think I still have screenshots of the app. It's pretty funny. I make all sorts of golf balls, tennis balls, soccer balls. It was hilarious.
Well, I had fun when I did. I had Gianni and I had E-Dub as characters, and it was this woman just came after me to whatever, and it's like, okay, it was hilarious.
Glad you brought that up, Ben. What
Yeah.
about Power Town?
Yeah,
Oh
Okay.
man.
a lot of people
I can
still
only
have them. Like
Some
Mark,
people have
Ben.
received theirs, and they love them. I have not yet received an email about mine shipping. And from what I understand, now Andy hadn't received his either, right? You hadn't got the email or nothing.
Oh, I didn't order them.
Oh, you ordered them? Well, no wonder.
No, I
Okay.
didn't order them.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't ordered them
I was
either.
just kind of waiting to see how everybody else fared before I dove into the Power Town figures. You know.
Well, as I understand it, from what I'm seeing, it appears what they're doing is the people that ordered either one figure or both sets together, they're shipping those first. Now, I ordered ordered the one set and then went in and ordered the second set. So I'm apparently not getting mine.
Mark,
Ken
did they
Harper
ever?
got his figures. Ken
Yeah,
Harper
Ken
got
got his. Now, Mark, did they ever say what was the problem with the Carrie figures, or they just like, sorry, we can't? ship
No,
it
but
yet?
I will say this: they did say that they were going, and I saw this in a comment on one of their posts. They said that they would have an update on Carrie by the end of this week. So hopefully
Well, that's good.
tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah.
Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully, saying that they sent it out. Let's hope.
yeah. I don't want to go there. What kind of porn do you like?
What kind of corn do you like?
Carrie is
Okay,
shipping. That's
shipping.
good. That's good news.
Oh,
That's
good,
news.
good.
And the good news about that is they're not going to charge you any extra shipping, which they shouldn't because it was their fault, not ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on them. It's on them.
We ordered in good faith. So I'm hoping by the time I get back from vacation, I will have had my email and maybe the figures waiting on me when I get home. So we shall see.
That'd be a nice thing to come home to.
I'm going to check my email real quick while we're talking. But yeah, from what I've seen, everybody's happy with the figures. Very happy with them. So
I don't know if I would take them out of the box, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because you can open it and see the full figure. It's really nice how they got that.
Yeah.
It's like Velcro, and it's like opens like a book, and you can see the full figure. It's really nice how they got it.
oh, okay, cool. I may take the figures out, like a couple of them, like Carrie and Stan Hansen, because he held the AWA title, and Vern, and
Mhm.
put those in front of my belts on the display here. So
Yeah,
That's
that would look
awesome.
good with the belts.
I think so. Check my email real quick. So if you haven't gotten yours, try to keep the faith because they are shipping. Just
Have they
not
announced who
shipping
the
hard.
next set's going to be, Mark?
I think they did, but I can't remember who they were.
I thought I heard something too, but I can't either. Maybe somebody will put a message in there if they heard anything.
I would love to have a Harley Racer Ric Flair figure. That's all I need, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't plan on selling them, so it doesn't really make any difference to me if they come out of the box or not.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if there's a way to get them out without damaging the box, where you can put it back in without make it look like
There
a
should be.
There should be. There should be.
The
As long
way
as
the
you're real
plastic
careful.
is that they sit them
Oh,
in, it's kind of
Bockwinkel's rubber?
soft. Yeah.
Bockwinkel's rubber.
Okay.
That'd be good, especially for the inmate.
Oh man, they did Vern. I hope they don't do Greg Gagne. Please don't do Greg Gagne.
No, he was a tag
Oh.
team champion.
What up, Jason?
Yo, Jason.
Greg
That's what
Gagne
it
was
is.
one of the most boring wrestlers I ever saw. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, he was tag team champion because his dad made him tag team champion.
Exactly.
I mentioned, I kind of teased when I was announcing this show tonight that we're going to talk a little scamming. And there's a couple of episodes here, or a couple of instances where there was some alleged scamming going on from a resident scamming expert, Mr. Guido.
Yeah.
Now, what this was, let me get on my phone so I can see what I'm talking about.
This was his latest.
That's too small on my screen. Okay. He's now Andy looked this guy up, and we'll talk about that in a second. But be on the lookout, offender number 23185. This is his case number.
Where he gets these numbers. I mean,
Yeah. Ahmad Samama. He has no alias. He's from
it's
Pakistan.
not Ahmad Yo Mama. It's Samama.
Yeah. His belt group affiliation is Samama Group Champion Belt Shop. Did you look that up too?
No, let me look it up now. Let me look.
His
It's
rank
not
is
my
boss, and we're
Samama,
going into
it's your
detail here.
Samama.
Yeah. Offensive, deceptive conduct. Threat level 2. We got threat level 2. I don't know how many threat levels there are, but anyway, here's
Code
apparently
red.
what happened. Here's
Code
apparently
red.
what happened. Okay. In June of 2023, Ahmad Samama sent a customer 2 belts with various flaws and refused to compensate. The customer received a 2mm belt for opening an eBay account for Ahmad Samama only and refused to refix the original complaint. Beware. And he has some screenshots there of the belt, this and that. And I didn't really see big issues with the belt, but here's the thing. This is not a scam. This does not fit the definition of a scam. What it is an example of very terrible customer service and a little questionable business practice. I mean, opening an eBay account for him, yeah. But the customer got a product for whatever he paid for this belt. That is not a scam. It's a bad customer experience, is what it is. So,
Oh, big time. Big
but
time.
this is Mr. Tanaka,
Did he say it
And-
was Samama Belt Group?
Samama Group Champion Belt Shop. There's a comma in there, so I don't
Okay.
know how you look that up. But Andy looked this Ahmad Samama up and tell people what you
He's not on
found.
Facebook. He's not on Facebook.
Catch up on the. So anyway, Guido's on the attack again. Offender number 20. This is the first case number I've actually seen in person. So
I
23
guess
to
the
185.
the 23 in there, that's for the year.
That's
but where
the
he's
year,
getting the
yeah.
185. That's how many people
Well,
he's gone
apparently it's
after or
185 scammers this year. I mean, the year's not half over yet. So
planned. Oh wow, he's on a roll.
yeah, Platinum made a good point here. He's got his own CIA fantasy. Who's he saving again? Well, I don't know. Somebody call my Samama and don't do it, Andy. Get her on the phone. Get her on the phone.
Okay, call her right now, Johnny.
Yeah, 2mm. 2mm.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah, the only thing missing is like distinguishing marks and tattoos.
And that last, if you want to put that picture, look at that picture of that last guy. He looks like he's 12 or 13 years old. Now, come on. I mean, the guy. I think he just picked somebody's picture off.
Well, that was a picture from 23 years ago. He's
Look at
been
that
in the
little
hobby
kid.
for 23 years, so
Yeah,
he's got a
exactly.
picture of him when he started.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's,
look at the kid.
yeah, he's got his peach fuzz mustache.
Oh.
So now, okay, that's that situation. We have an accused scammer by a scammer with a case number. So take that for what it's worth, which is nothing. And then you have a maker who has a middleman who has apparently took off with his money. We're talking about Mohammed Asser, and we're talking. I can't put this picture up without laughing. This is his middleman.
He looks like Popeye, doesn't he? Oh,
Yeah. Jim Pendergrass is this guy's name, and that's a real picture. This is not something I just pulled off of Google. This is Jim Pendergrass.
You know what
This
I
is
got
a
to
guy
say
who's
about that?
Huh?
No, isn't that special?
Yeah, he needs a spinach and corncob pipe. This is Jim Pendergrast, and I've heard of this guy. I may have actually talked to him when he was a middleman for Mion, but apparently he took off with $8,000 of money that people had paid to get belts off from Mion off of Etsy, and he's ghosted Mion. I haven't seen a post in Mion's group of this guy since January. So I don't know who this guy is. If you're friends with this guy, I looked at my group. He's not my group. I was going to ask him to explain himself. And if he's watching the show, you're more than welcome to come on the show and explain yourself. I'd like to know what this $8,000 went that's supposed to go to Mion. This is Mion Madasser's second experience with a maker where or middleman
Taking the money.
Taking the money and run. Yeah.
Yep.
Now the difference in this one is this guy didn't come back and call Mion a scammer. He's just gone radio silent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know this lovely gentleman, man, that's a face only a mother could smother with a pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
God, that guy.
We're not even the second hour, man.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, Johnny.
He's talking about Guido. Okay.
Oh,
he don't have a badge. He's got guns though.
I'm sure he's got he's an imaginary one, just like the case numbers imaginary. You know.
Yeah. For the proof of credit, but yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
definitely.
Teddy Pendergrass. No, I don't think Teddy would claim any relationship there. Yeah.
We said
I don't crave. I hate
Popeye.
spinach. Yeah.
Hoy, matey.
I'd like to know what those guys' forearms look like. Yeah. Shrimp scampi, shrimp stew, shrimp whatever.
Oh,
Hi, Officer Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, he must have taken lessons from Jim Carrey.
Oh, jeez.
looks like it.
Yeah. But this is Jim Pendergrast. If you know this guy, if you're friends with him, let him know he has been extended an invitation to come on Spanning the Globe and explain what happened with the $8,000 that Mion alleges he's taken off with. So there will be no judgment. We'll just have him give his side of the story, and we'll move on. So there you have it, Jim Pendergrast. He didn't have a case number yet. Apparently, Guido has not been assigned this case yet. So.
But I still find it odd how Guido has never even brought up the subject of E-Dub, the biggest crook of them all. You know, I mean, he never even brought
23
him
years
up.
in the hobby.
Yep.
Did 20 years.
Speaking of shrimp, maybe the guy needs to look down his crotch.
Oh.
Sorry, here to Friday. But yeah, that's not a good thing. $8,000 is a lot of money, especially over in Pakistan.
He's still on Facebook.
Yeah, he's still on Facebook, but he's not in my group.
Mm-mm.
Okay, thank you. 20 years in the hobby, but can't address the real scammers.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's...
Well, he's not even addressing himself. Oh, and speaking of Guido, and I can't remember what the situation was, but somebody posted something about some guy had bought a belt from a maker, and I can't remember if it was a middleman or not, got confirmation that the belt was delivered, and then filed a claim, a PayPal claim.
And then took pictures with the belt.
Did he? Okay, I remember that part. The maker
I think that was it.
the maker was the one posting about this.
Mhm.
And apparently he's taking lessons from Guido because that's Guido's MO. So and he has not yet addressed why he's doing this.
You know, on his page, it says, started new job at Mion Belts in 2021. And then it says sales admin. And underneath it says McMeekin, West Virginia. McMeekin, West Virginia is where E-Dub lives.
Ah, it is.
Yeah.
That's just way too coincidental. Way too coincidental.
Way too coincidental.
I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's right. That's where E-Dub lived.
Yeah.
So, Jason, I'm going to guess to answer your question that apparently E-Dub has assumed a new profile, maybe of Jim Pendergrast, possibly.
I'll send it to you, Mark.
Okay, yeah, please do. A My Pillow. I have a My Pillow actually.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the guy tried to sell the belt. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Filed the PayPal claim, then tried to sell the belt. Now I don't know what he said in his PayPal claim, whether he said he didn't get it, or it was in bad condition, or what the deal was. But
I sent it to the show chat, Mark.
okay, I don't know if Mayan knows about that or not. Maybe we need to let him know about that.
Yeah.
Mayan, if you're watching, you might want to go look at Jim's profile.
It makes
Yeah.
sense if you look at
Yeah,
it.
they probably are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
How
Platinum,
long ago was it created, though?
Don't know.
The
the
page.
guys.
Yeah.
That might explain why he contorted his face like it. There's no other pictures of this guy on that page. I looked. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt makers and collectors. So. Yeah, Detective Andy Columbo. Oh, just one more question, lady. I gotta ask you a question. I hate to bother you.
Good
I
old,
hate to
good
bother
old
you.
E-Dub
Yep.
McMeekin. That's where he's at.
Yeah, smother the pillow. Yeah. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, making the hobby
This
look
all
bad.
went down. The Mayan Eddie explosion, whatever you want to call it, that happened in 2020.
Yeah. Start a new job at Mayan Belts, 2021 sales admin, McMicken, West Virginia. That's right. Wow.
Isn't that convenient?
Very convenient. Yes. Very
Hmm.
convenient. So, Mayan, if you're watching, you might want to check this out.
Yeah.
You
I'll
heard
send
it
him
here
a copy.
first.
I'll send him a copy of it too. I don't, he's got to know. Our buddy lives in McMeekin.
You heard
Yeah.
it here first, guys.
Hey, Google that guy. See if he shows up in a Google search.
Okay.
Hey,
Interesting.
Goo-goo. Hey, goo-goo.
That facial expression is one of contemplation. Who can
Well,
I
it looks
scam?
like
Oh, is that what it is?
the face of constipation.
Yeah. What should I do with the $8,000 I stole? So, wow, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Kind of reminds me of a girl I went to high school with.
That's what you said.
Oh, not girl you dated, girl you went to high school with.
No,
Okay,
girl I went to high school with.
Well, all I got to say about the situation is
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
wow. So,
Oh man.
yeah, our new investigator. I'm gonna start referring to you as our investigative reporter.
Okay.
That'd be you.
I
You'll
can
be
do
the
it.
Geraldo Rivera of the hobby. Just don't go looking for Al Capone's vault.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Andy Bulger
PI.
PI. There we go.
And Andy Bulger PI. Bulger PI.
Hey Michael, how's it going?
Yo, Michael. I don't think he watched the show last week. If he did, I don't remember him commenting. So, glad to have you on back this week. I've got the IWGP from Mayan. I highly recommend it. He does a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
Scoot
him
Bulger.
Scoop.
There you go. Scoot Bulger.
Scoop Bulger, yeah.
Andy Scoot Bulger.
I sent Mayan the info to see what he says.
Okay. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Because it makes him very, I mean, not that he needs a middleman, but middlemen serve a good purpose. They handle the business end while the makers can concentrate on actually making the belts.
Yeah.
But you have to find an honest one. We know a few honest ones. We know Ben. We know Dustin.
Yeah.
Who others are out there? Those are two that come to mind.
Trying to think. Those are the best two right there, Ben and Dustin.
Yeah. Magnum Baby.
Oh, don't forget Chris and Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris,
There you
that's
go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Boys belts. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Big
it's
Boys belts,
X-Men.
yeah.
X-Men belts. X-Men belts.
X-Men. Yeah, but their group's Big Boy belts. Their group.
Those are two good guys too.
Yeah, they are.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
Not a problem at all with dealing with them. They're two of the best guys in the hobby.
I'm just wowed by this revelation. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's interesting. McMicken, West Virginia. Now, what are the chances that two guys are middlemen that would steal from somebody from the same town? Very slim to none.
I mean,
What'd
I
be
just can't
really
believe it.
interesting is getting the address where the belts were delivered.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that make you go,
I can't even do that.
Oh, I don't know.
Adrian.
Yo,
Adrian.
Adrian.
I got a gut feeling.
Yeah, I do too.
The butler did it. The butler did it.
With the candlestick in
Yeah,
the
with
study.
candlestick. Yeah, there you go. No, with PayPal in the post office there.
There you go.
Yeah.
The P and the P.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Wow, I don't know how to follow that up.
I just was looking like there it was. It's like, huh?
I didn't see that, but I just noticed that's a profile pic. That's the only picture of this individual.
After what Mayan went through with Eddie and everything, how they could have not done his homework and made sure. I mean, I know he's had a few other people.
If it is E-Dub, I'm sure he fed him a bill of goods like he did the first time.
I wonder if he got Uber Eats.
Yeah, while another guy's eating living alley eating pork and beans. Yeah,
I tell you,
that one got me. I mean, he's sitting there on a live trying to defend himself from a guy who was lost all his money to pay his utility bills. He's sitting there eating like ramen noodles while Eddie's going live about this, trying to defend himself. He said, "Oh, I got Uber Eats at the door. I'll be right back."
Yeah, and Eddie was raving about how much he spent on a yearly basis on Uber or DoorDash.
Yeah. Oceangate. Yeah, we'll talk about that in the second hour here shortly. Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, you got to do collectors need to do their due diligence. You have to know who the maker is. You have to get your
everybody
references, things like
in the
that.
hobby do your homework. Everybody.
But this is a lesson for makers out there. I'm talking about Unique. I'm talking about Mayan. I'm talking about Teen. I'm talking about Arosha. All these guys.
Everybody.
Vet your middleman carefully.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people in the hobby are honest people. They're good people. And if you're Kim Harper, he was not a middleman for Dream Championship Bills. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He wasn't exactly middleman, but he was kind of handling some of the business. He's a good guy. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, people in the hobby are pretty good people. But you do have those elements out there. They're going to take advantage. I mean, every aspect of life has that, and the belt hobby is no different.
Yeah. Good and bad on both sides of it. Sellers versus
Speaking of shady middlemen,
it's the other guy from the other show.
The other guy, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Ben. Welcome to the show. There you go.
Okay. Guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
How you doing, Ben?
Can you hear me?
Things that make you go,
Uh-oh.
We named a couple guys that are honest, and those are the guys I would deal with if I had to do a middleman to go to a middleman.
One right here.
The other one's on the screen right now. Yeah,
one of the best. One of the best has been. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, we forgot Jermaine.
Yeah, Jermaine. Mm-hmm.
Jermaine also.
Yep.
Yeah, Jermaine is a good guy too, but Ben's more visible out there. He's the one that goes live and does all these things, and so I bought belts from both Jermaine and Ben, and had a great experience with both of them.
And there's never a trouble. There's never a problem dealing with Ben. Ben is always available, always.
Yeah, but he just needs to stop sending nudes.
I'm the fastest shipper in the hobby.
Yeah, but you gotta quit sending. But you gotta quit sending nudes.
Yeah.
Open the belt. There's nude.
Especially that one, Ben. And
you saw that picture
what
today,
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He sends that 5x7.
Yeah.
I laughed at that picture.
All I got to say is
Frank Paul, man.
All I got to say is I'm impressed. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Welcome to the show, Ben.
I jumped in here and I heard the part about middlemen, and it's not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
And you try to be that bridge, but I'm becoming more nervous about being a middleman now, because you got these guys pulling this PayPal scheme now, and you always want to say you want to be able to take goods and services, but now people are playing this game, we're doing PayPal claims on you.
Yeah, if it keeps going, it's going to shut down. It's going to be done.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know.
That was a reach.
I'm having back problems right now. That's why you see me wiggling here. But
I can see why I've seen that picture.
Hey, sometimes when you have to carry that much, Sometimes it hurts. Um,
Yeah. The lady.
yeah,
lady.
it's not cool, man. I don't
No, it's
understand
not
this
cool.
hobby, man. These guys, man, and it's hard to be a middleman. It really is. And then
I
I
can understand
have
that.
a million makers hitting me up,
It's a
wanting
hell
me
of a
to
lot to
sell
deal
for
with,
'em.
isn't it, Ben?
You know what it
It
is, Ben?
is.
Yeah.
It
I think
is.
they all need a funkin' towel.
Yeah, I know, right? Um,
Oh, you're terrible.
but yeah, man, don't pull that scheme what these guys have been doing, and the savior of the hobby is not on his job because he's not targeting these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going after some little kid punk, some little kid, young guy maker that it from what I saw, he wasn't even scamming. He's just it was a bad communication.
But the thing is, I can't even find the guy or the guy's group on Facebook. So
Yeah.
I think he made it up. I mean,
Just like the case number.
yeah. Who knows?
And that's sad, man. And
It
and
is.
and that's what you got to do now. You got to try to generate some interest. You know, that's that's
Get a phone call,
unbelievable.
Ben. There you go.
That you
But
would
yeah,
stoop to that level to
and
get
they're
attention.
unapologetic about it too. I mean, they'll file these claims and just they'll just stand there bald faced lie to you and say, "Hey, I was justified in doing this," and you can see through it. I mean, we're not stupid.
Right. I'm still on the edge of my seat waiting for the verdict on the $150.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been an explanation about that. There hasn't been a conclusion with
number?
that, but what it all points to him looking really, really, really guilty.
yeah. And he's just acting like that's not an issue. He's just moving on with his business.
Right. He just ignored it. He's trying to
Exactly.
brush it off.
Yeah.
And as long as there's people in the hobby that's going to keep pursuing it, it's going to stick.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep generating old news and non-news against, the people of the likes of Man Up and Joey Gray and Jermaine Floyd, great guys in the hobby, but he has no proof. And the whole
Right.
thing with Jermaine was all resolved. So why would you rehash it? Because you was trying to gain popularity off of something that's not there.
Yep.
I didn't look on his YouTube page this week or his channel this week to see if he's uploaded any more videos, but he's bragging about the fact
he probably got the same people that's liking his post in their group. The same three people, himself and the two other nuts that's in there that's liking all his posts. That's banned from pretty much every other group in the hobby.
I'm gonna turn my camera off. I'm gonna let you guys talk. I gotta go take care of something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's got these guys. He's got these guys that's following him, and when you look at the likes and who they are, they're banned from most of the groups too. So, birds of what do they say? Birds of a feather
flock
together. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
One of the guys that's liking all his posts is a little crybaby shrimp that try to get personal with me, try to take it to a personal level. And this guy was into all the groups, harasses the admins, and the admins got tired of his shit and kicked him. Oh yeah, and that one too. You know what time it is? That
it's clobbering time.
Right. It's sad, man. It's leather, it's paint, it's metal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, man. That's what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're wrestling things.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how jealousy drives evil.
Sure does.
It's like I say in my live every Thursday. It's about enjoying the hobby, enjoying the wrestling, that we love, and owning a piece of your childhood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just enjoying it, and like all of us, all four of us, you know,
Right.
we get together we talk almost on a nightly basis. I mean, we have
Mhm.
fun, we laugh, we just talk about everything, not just the belt hobby, or we talk about wrestling, you know, and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think if the belt hobby did this and concentrated on all the positive stuff instead of the negative stuff, I think it would be a better place.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Let me bring up something else. Trolling.
Mm-hmm.
And
Trolling and
I'm
jealousy.
going to say his name. He's probably watching, but I'm going to say his name. Rusty Miller posted a belt for sale in a group. The guy had some guy that was responding to him had a wild hair up his ass and decided to troll everything Rusty was posting.
That's not
I
cool.
looked in there. The admins took care of it, which is great. Be respectful to people's posts, especially if they selling something for
come
sale.
on.
If it ain't in your price range or you don't agree with the price, so what? Move on. Just keep
Move
scrolling.
along. Keep
Yep.
on
They're trying to
scrolling.
sell it.
Yep.
They're trying to sell it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throw your offer. It might get laughed at or get rejected, but you shot your shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But don't troll somebody, man. The way that guy was trolling Rusty, man.
Nah,
And
it's
like I said,
uncalled for. That's Rusty guys coming too. Welcome, Rusty.
Look,
I'm
Russ,
glad those admins took care of it. But that was some trash. Oh, Rusty's there. Rusty's watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, it's like the old
You know,
saying goes. Your mom used to tell you, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
right.
That's it. Simple as that.
But this is the other thing too, right? A lot of us know who Rusty is. Rusty's
Mhm.
been in the hobby. He's been in the hobby longer than some of these people that's in the hobby have been alive.
longer than Guido.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty's been in the hobby as
Man,
long as
come
Guido's
on,
been
man. Somebody
alive.
that joined the hobby a month ago has been in longer than Guido. But the man is very knowledgeable. He knows his hobby. He knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him post. Everybody's seen him post every week.
Yep.
And responded and have been part of discussions. For the guy to try to call Rusty Miller a scammer was outright ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's going back to what I said about that word scammer. It didn't even make sense why he tried to call Rusty a scammer. He tried to say, well, yeah, you've been here for a little bit.
Yeah.
He tried to say, oh, because he's selling 3 of the same belts. Okay.
I know about all
There you go, Platinum.
That tells you right there that, you know, right. That right there. Right there. That tells you, like, some of these guys come into this hobby and they try to jump out there instead of I'm the type of person, if I try something new, you know, when you try new food, you're cautious. You don't just throw the whole spoonful of food in your mouth. You take, you know, a little taste test. It's the same thing with anything else. But why would you try to vilify somebody that we all know that was just ridiculous what he tried to all out verbally assault Rusty.
Yeah.
You know, and I know I'm sounding like I'm defending Rusty, and I know Rusty is a man with of a lot of words and he can defend himself. But this is respect.
Mm-hmm.
This is respect I have.
Yeah.
I have for you, Richard. I have for Andy. I have for Mark. I have for Rusty. I have for Gianni. I have for Jermaine. Tyler Dove. I can give you a long list of people. And I respect a lot of people in this hobby. And I can call you guys my friends. And people that I will associate myself with. And I will defend you if I feel the need I need to. And that's out of respect. That was disrespectful with that guy. That guy's a freaking chump for
He should have
saying
been
that.
booted from any group.
I'm trying. And if you look at that guy's profile, he's a miserable old bastard.
Hmm.
There, I said it. He's a miserable old bastard that went and tried and went out of his way to try to ruin what Rusty had going on.
Hmm.
Keep it freaking scrolling.
Keep scrolling. Yep.
If you have an
Exactly.
issue with somebody, a sales post is not the place to do it.
Right. And Rusty, all due respect, you told him a lot more than you should have.
Yep.
You didn't owe him all that explanation. If he wanted that, he should have PM'd you. No, he was trying to make an ass out of you, and that was not cool. And I did not like that. That was very disrespectful. Big shout out to the admin team over at Broken Belts. Because I saw that. I saw that whole exchange.
I missed it. I was out of town. So I
They
missed it.
kicked the guy out of the group, and that guy is not even in many groups. So I don't even think he's I think he's more of a newer member of the belt community. But
like Guido,
we right, just come out of nowhere. You just want to just jump out of a hole, and just we get them every year. There's always somebody that jumps out of a hole and tries to take over the hobby, be the savior of the hobby, make it theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. We all accustomed to seeing this happening. Every year, there's always one person.
There's always one person. Yep.
Well, sometimes more than one, but yeah.
Yeah. There's something brewing right now. I'll talk to you guys about it later.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That I just found out. I got some intel on a bunch of makers.
Andy is the scoop reporter of the hobby, and Ben is the CIA of the hobby.
No, I'm the Merc.
Special
I'm
agent.
the Merc.
We need to play the Dragnet music.
Yeah. Again, man, this is something that I love to be a part of. We all do, or we wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And it's always just seemed like there's always some jerk, some asshole that comes along and kicks at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of knocking and waiting to be brought in, they try to kick the door in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it backfires. And then all of a sudden they disappear.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, calm down.
There have been people left the hobby over the drama. And I think it's ridiculous. I mean, you're letting them steal your joy. Don't let people steal your joy.
Right.
Nope.
One of the main people, one of the main guys that I always respected, Dave, left the hobby over there. All the extra BS, man. And
Dave KDH.
Dave KDH.
Yep.
I had a good long discussion with him. Maybe he's watching or not, but Dave is a really cool guy. Really, me and him had a lot of great conversations and a lot of interactions. He left the hobby over drama.
Yeah, and that's a shame because
that's when he sold all his belts, or most of them.
Yeah, I mean, if I leave the hobby, it's just because I'm bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to let anybody push me out of the hobby. I'm not. Just not doing that.
No.
I got pretty thick skin, so.
I might leave groups because of it, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I've left groups. Yeah.
And yeah, same with me. I got thick skin. Look what I went through last year.
Yeah.
With Tim Bofa and Jake Boston, those two or one or whatever.
Yeah.
I've developed thick skin over my life, and I'm not gonna let a lot of this that's going on, but I'm gonna speak out on a lot of this too. I'm not gonna sit back and be silent.
There you go, Pat.
I want to
stand strong.
Have my voice be heard.
Yeah. Now we're stuck with Platinum. He's gonna stick around a while. So. That's good.
Yeah, man.
I've done that. Yeah, I don't like to add everybody. I don't do that in my group. I don't.
I've left groups.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I haven't let them all, but I'm thinking about it.
There's groups that are out there that will fan the fires too.
Oh yeah.
There's some out there that they try to act like they don't, but they be in their own little
They enjoy the drama.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
They drama driven. I
Mhm.
mean, look at Belt Scammers Most Wanted. He even said it in that video that he the most. What do you say? He's the most drama
He's
group.
got the most controversial Facebook group,
Right. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most annoying
Uh
Facebook.
oh. Severe thunderstorm
Yeah.
warning. Give me a second. Let me hear this.
Oh. Okay. At the top of the second hour, I'm gonna run down the 1980s and the NWA, and then we'll talk about the submersible, Titanic submersible, and then we'll talk a little wrestling. But Ben makes a good point. We always preach use goods and services, PayPal when you buy something, just to
Protection.
protect yourself. Yes, but now it's getting to the point where you can't do that now because they'll file a claim against you.
Yeah, people are abusing what the good.
So
that
you're
was supposed
taking a
to
risk
be.
either way.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go deal with people that I know when buying
Mhm.
belts. I'm going to deal with makers that I know. Now the leather thing is different. I use PayPal, friends and family for my belt services, my leather services, and I started doing that only because they were going to threaten to file or charge us taxes for that. So I did have one guy that was not familiar with me, and he wanted to do goods and services. I was fine with that, but luckily he didn't do that to me. So for the most part,
What's
yeah,
up, James?
for the most part, that's a good James. James who?
James Davis.
Oh, okay. Hey, James.
James. Oh, okay.
Okay, I know who that is. But yeah, it's getting to where you're taking a risk either way. But deal with people that you know, or deal with somebody based on a good reference. If like Ben, I trust Ben's judgment. If I'm dealing with a maker, if I don't know that maker, I'll talk to Ben. If Ben says he's a good maker, I'll deal with him. If he says he's not, I'm not going to deal with him. So I'm going to take a chance. There's too many makers out there that can make me what I need. So
Yeah.
and I only deal with 2 or 3 different makers. So
Get with a
keep your circle
maker,
small.
and if he makes you feel comfortable, stay with that maker. You don't have to go through all these 200 and 300 and 400 different makers. I'm estimating there's 1,000 makers.
Yeah,
that's my estimation.
At least.
Yeah,
that's my estimation. There's 1,000 makers, and some of these guys are using multiple names.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Exactly. But yeah, just be very careful when you use goods and services now. Used to you didn't have to do that, but now they come on to a new con. So, but that's the minority. That's not the majority of the hobby. That's the minority of the hobby, and I suspect it's just because they're copycats. It worked for that guy. I think I'll try that. So, I think we got 2 minutes left in the first hour. I'm gonna pull this up real quick and I'll kind of get started on this. That's not it. There it is. I've been doing a series on the NWA in the different decades, and we're up to the 1980s. And I'll kind of read off who the champions were. Then when the second hour starts, we'll go down the decade. When the 1980s started, your heavyweight champion was Harley Race.
Mm-hmm.
There was no junior heavyweight champion; it was vacant. Your light heavyweight champion was Alfonso Dantes. Dantes. I never heard of him either. I hadn't heard of this person either. They had middleweight champions, Satoru Sayama.
Wow.
Your welterweight champion was Americo Rocca. And your women's champion was
Moolah.
Really? Wow.
Surprise.
Champion everywhere.
Surprise. Hello, Scott.
At the same time, a lot of times, too.
What's up, Scott?
Hey, Scott.
12 in a row. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what the hell he's
12 in a
talking
row,
I had no
Andy.
idea. He's so random. Don't know. Scott Aarons is a fellow Oklahoman. So I was giving him a special shout out. I was in Oklahoma City today. Had a meeting at the state capitol complex. I wasn't in the state capitol building. I was a building back behind there. So.
And you took a nice selfie in front of that building.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I'll pull it up here. Hang on a second.
He's as random as my phone can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Let me find it here. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I changed shirts too because I got home. I was a little sweaty. It's humid here in Oklahoma. We've had a bunch of rain, and it was so humid the other day you could actually see the humidity in the air.
Oh, you
Stepped
don't
out my front.
even you don't you could just imagine the rain. We had the storms the other day. I told you guys my stories. The last 3 weeks has been hell over here for us.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oops. There we go. There it is. I stepped out my front door the other day, morning before last, and my glasses fogged up immediately.
Hmm.
It reminded me of Florida when I was in Florida. Here we go.
They make a spray you can spray your glasses with, like you do your goggles with when
Yeah.
you go diving. Same kind of stuff, and it won't fog up.
That was as I was leaving the meeting. So
There you go.
when I was in the promo groups, I did a promo from there wearing a suit.
There you go.
I was there for a job interview, and I stepped out between two buildings and had the Capitol background and said I was, conducting important business, which I was. Just not the business they thought I was doing, but it's me. So, no, Ben isn't a regular, but we'd love having him on whenever he can join. He's been able to
What's
join us
up,
here lately.
Pierce?
Hey, Pierce, how's it going, buddy?
Here's Austin. Thank you, Scott. Oh, he's talking about the weather. I'm sorry. He's talking about the weather.
Yeah. I thought he was talking about that jacket, man, for a
Gotta
minute.
be the jacket. Gotta be the jacket.
My shirt. What's wrong with my shirt?
12 in a row a shirt.
I
Oh,
don't
the
know
red.
what it's-
Okay. They won 11 straight games.
Oh,
but-
12 in a row.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh,
IOU championship.
Oh
belts.
yeah.
How about an IOU $8,000?
yeah. Okay, so in E-dubs, it's I owe 100,000. I owe you 100 grand.
Yeah.
For all
Oh,
he
Ben,
stole.
you weren't on when we were talking about this. What did you think about this? This Scott, Jim Pendergrast. Did you hear
Well-
what Andy found out?
Yeah, I was watching.
Okay.
Well, you know what? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
Mhm.
There you go.
Must be a duck.
Oh, check this
that's
out.
just too close to hit home.
Oh man,
How
I'll definitely have to
coincidental.
watch,
Watch
it
that.
then.
Have to watch this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
Pierce.
really?
Congratulations.
Okay.
Give us a shout out. Give us a shout out.
Right.
Definitely.
Appreciate that, Scott. My wife picked it out. Okay, so we are at the top of the second hour, and we'll go into the decade of the 1980s. And before we do that, I want to remind everybody that the show is sponsored by Mark Leather Championship Belt Leathering and by Unique Championship Belts. Whoops. Take this picture off. There we go. And I forgot to remind everybody yesterday, before this, at the first of the hour, that if you're watching us on Facebook, please be sure you click on the StreamYard link and then click on the link that allows your name to pop up on the screen. And if you don't want to do that, you can go to YouTube and go to the Wide World of Belts YouTube channel and look up Spanning the Globe and see us there. We're streaming live there. And if you're doing that, that part of the show is made possible by a partnership with the Brothers Kayfabe podcast. That's Landon and Jake, and you can find them on your Apple Podcast or on Linktree, and I also have a Facebook page. So
Thank
be
you,
sure you check
guys.
them out. They do
Yeah.
a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
And if
thank
you're
you
not
very much for that.
subscribed, hit that subscribe and that bell notification.
There you
Absolutely,
go.
absolutely. I need to do that myself.
Mhm.
So let's go into the decade of the 1980s.
Okay.
Went over the champions at the top of the right before the top of the hour. In 1980, in September 28th, 1980, in Columbus, Ohio, Georgia Championship Wrestling runs its first Ohio show at the newly built Ohio Center with Dusty Rhodes versus Ole Anderson and Andre the Giant versus Superstar for the double main event. They always talked about Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and which is Rusty Miller's backyard.
Mhm.
So this started in 1980, apparently. That's all that went on in 1980 because it started September. In 1981, in Lee Summit, Missouri, January 24th, 1981, Orville Brown, the first world heavyweight champion, passes away. Did not know that. January, the same date in San Francisco, California, Roy Shire, a member since 1968, a member of the NWA, holds his final Cow Palace card and retires later in the year. The San Francisco territory is now run by the American Wrestling Association out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Did anybody know that?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know they went out to San Francisco.
Because they did San Francisco and Denver.
Okay.
Colorado was AWA territory.
Oh, okay. All right. April 17th, Houston, Texas. World heavyweight champion Harley Race no shows his scheduled title defense in the town for the second time. I think I heard about this. Local promoter Paul Bosch decides to sever ties with the NWA, an organization with which he has been associated with since the 1940s. So, Harley Race, if he had a dispute with you, he made no bones about it. He would do his own thing, like give the title to Tommy Rich or whatever.
Is that the dispute that he had over something that happened in Missouri or something?
I think it is. Yeah.
I remember reading something about Harley and Paul Bosch, and there was some dispute about something that happened in St. Louis.
Okay, I think that's right. I remember hearing a story.
But I don't. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But I think that's what happened.
I think you're right. I think it has something to do with one of Paul Bosch's guys going to St. Louis and not getting something.
Something along the lines. Harley basically ran the St. Louis territory, but
Yeah, because he was from Kansas City, so that was his territory. So yeah, I heard this story, but I don't remember the details. December 27th, 1981. This is the last entry for 1981. The Big Time Wrestling, headed by Ed Farhat, aka the Sheik.
The Sheik
closes when it loses a television program. So that brings us to 1982. Ric Flair won the title in 1981, by the way, September. That was not mentioned.
When did Harley beat Dusty for the title?
Earlier that year.
Okay.
Yeah, earlier that year. Yeah.
I thought.
1982, January 1st, New Year's Day, St. Louis, Missouri. Longtime NWA president Sam Muchnick retires. St. Louis Wrestling Club is sold to Bob Geigel in Kansas City, Vern Gagne for the AWA, and Pat O'Connor. So, since Vern Gagne had, no one Vern Gagne, it was Paul Bosch left the NWA. Sorry, my bad. April 1982, Leroy McGurk of Tulsa, Oklahoma, closes his promotion. He was part owner of the Mid-South program. June 5th, New York, Titan Sports Incorporated, headed by Vincent Kennedy McMahon, aka Junior, acquires Capital Wrestling Corporation, Inc., the parent company of the World Wrestling Federation, from Vincent James McMahon, which is senior. Robert Morella, you guys know who that is?
Gorilla Monsoon.
Yep. Arnold Skoland and Phil Zacco. I never heard of Phil Zacco. August of that year, 1982, Georgia Championship Wrestling, a weekly Saturday evening program on Superstation WTBS, is renamed World Championship Wrestling. It happened. Yeah, I guess it did happen in 1980. That's right. Yeah. Hold on a second.
I got a dumb question. Did Santino Marella get his name from Gorilla?
I don't know.
I mean, not given to him, but he picked the name.
He could have. December 26, 1982, in San Bernardino, California, the final card of the Los Angeles territory is held. So that brings us to 1983. January of 83, WWF starts invading the Georgia Wrestling Championship towns in Ohio. May 10th in Hong Kong, Frank Tunney, a Toronto, Ontario member since 1949, passes away.
Murphy's related to Jack Tunney.
Yeah, okay. I thought the name Tunney sounded familiar. Yeah. The Toronto territory is continued by his nephew Jack. That's his nephew.
Okay.
June 18th, St. Louis. After splitting from St. Louis Wrestling Club, headed by NWA President Bob Geigel, Larry Matzik starts his new promotion. Now, why do I know that name? Larry Matzik. Matysik. That name sounds familiar. Starts his own promotion. Actually, Harley Race won the title that year also. So I think around June. August 21st through 23rd, Las Vegas, Nevada. On the first day of the annual convention, Jim Barnett resigns as a treasurer and secretary and eventually joins WWF. Mile LaBelle of Los Angeles, California, who has sold his territory to WWF in October, also resigns as a board member. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe this is the beginning of the takeover.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
They were circling the wagons or mobilizing their forces. August 31st, Vincent J. McMahon, Sr. of WWF, sends a letter of resignation to the president Bob Geigel. So he left the NWA, I guess, or he did. November 24th, Greensboro, North Carolina. The first ever Starrcade is held. Ric Flair defeats Harley Race to regain the World Heavyweight title. So I skipped over Race winning it earlier in the year, but we all know what happened. December 27th, St. Louis. WWF holds the first television taping at the historic Chase Park Plaza in opposition to NWA President Bob Geigel. Hulk Hogan, who has defected from the AWA, returns to WWF. So that's when he made his debut, right before winning the title, I guess. 1984. February 10th, 84, Tokyo. David Von Erich passes away before his tour with All Japan Pro Wrestling starts. And I listened to a podcast yesterday. They were interviewing Wild Bill Irwin, who happened to be the last person to see David Von Erich alive. And he told a very interesting story about that. I might talk about that at the next show. In May 27th, 1984, Fort Lauderdale, Vincent J. McMahon passes away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Right after Hulkamania starts. Interesting. Didn't Hulk Hogan win that title in January of 84?
Yeah, January 23rd.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. So, Senior got to live to see Hulk Hogan become champion. I don't know if he got to see the impact of that, but
Couldn't hand the power of Hulkamania.
yeah. June 27th, Toronto, Ontario. WWF announces the acquisition of the territory from the Tunney family. Jack Tunney, while remaining as a local promoter, becomes the figurehead WWF president, replacing New Japan Pro Wrestling's Hisashi Shinma. Okay. July 11th, Atlanta. Titan Sports, the parent company WWF, acquires Georgia Championship Wrestling and its time slot on WTBS, Black Saturday.
Black Saturday.
Mm.
Yep. No, that was July 14th, 3 days later. That's next. The WWF version of World Championship Wrestling debuts on WTBS. And actually, I thought that was cool that day because I never got to see WWF Wrestling on television. I only got to read about it in magazines. And I thought this was like a one-off. And then the next week they came back. Okay, I want my stuff back. So Black Saturday wasn't a big a deal for me, but the following weeks did become an issue. August of that year, the following month, Ole Anderson, who has been forced to sell Georgia Championship Wrestling after other owners Jim Barnett, Jack Briscoe, and Jerry Briscoe have sold their shares to the WWF, starts a new company, Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and secures a Saturday morning spot on WTBS. I remember that happening. I didn't remember who did it, but I remember they re-debuted on Saturday mornings as opposed to Saturday evening.
Mm-hmm.
From 6:05 to like 10:05 or something. September 14th, Calgary, Alberta. Stampede Wrestling, having been sold to WWF, holds its final card at the Victoria Pavilion. September 18th, Memphis, Tennessee. Pro Wrestling USA, a joint venture between NWA and AWA, holds its debut card at Mid-South Coliseum.
Bless you.
Thank you. 1985. We're halfway through. January 21st, Tampa, Florida. Eddie Graham commits suicide. And that was featured last week on Dark Side of the Ring. That was a very sad episode, by the way.
That whole family. I mean, all three.
Well, you had the Von Erich brothers that all kind of knocked themselves off, but then you have in Tampa, you got the son, or the father, the son, and the grandson.
Yeah.
Suicide.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad. April 6th, 1985, Jim Crockett Promotions, after having bought the WTBS time slots, from WWF debuts on the Superstation, continuing to use World Championship Wrestling as the name of the weekly program. September 18th, Ed Don George, a Buffalo, New York member between 1950 and 1955, passes away. I can't talk tonight. October 21st, Tokyo, Japan. NWA champion wrestles AWA champion in the only world heavyweight title unification match in the history between those two organizations. And that was Ric Flair and I think Rick Martel.
Yeah, dusty finish.
Yeah. I thought it was double count out or double disqualification.
Yeah, it was like a double count out.
Okay. 1986, February 20th, Dallas, Texas. Fritz von Erich of the Dallas-based World Class Championship Wrestling, a member since 1966, the year I was born, and Andy, announces his withdrawal from the NWA. I remember when that announcement was made. The American heavyweight champion in that organization, Rick Rude, is recognized as the first WCWA world champion. And he held that American belt for like a month or two after that before they gave him that new world title. And he lost it to Chris Adams. April 28th in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Pro Wrestling USA holds Rage in a Cage at Brendan Byrne Arena. The joint venture between NWA and AWA dies out by July, however. 1987, February 1987, Jim Crockett Promotions takes over the Florida territory from Hiro Matsuda, Duke Kiyomoka, and Mike Graham. March 6th, 1987, Bob Geigel resumes the control of the Central States Territory. May 1st, 87, Jim Crockett Promotion finalizes the acquisition of the Universal Wrestling Federation headed by Bill Watts. So
Worst
they didn't
mistake
have
they ever could have made.
Sometime later that month, 2 months after Jim Crockett Promotions runs a show on his home ground of Birmingham, Alabama, Ron Fuller, a member since the mid-1970s, withdraws from the NWA. Interesting. Sometime in November, says 11 question mark, Bob Geigel, a member since 1963, leaves the NWA and starts the World Wrestling Alliance. Does anybody remember that?
Remember the name, but I don't remember watching. I never got to see any of it.
I never heard of it till recently.
I've heard of it.
The former NWA president, because he was at one time, retires from promoting by the following October. So that didn't last long, apparently.
No.
1988, April 17th, 1988. Paul Jones, former member in Atlanta, Georgia, passes away. That's not number one Paul Jones, because he's passed away more recently, right?
Yeah, a few years ago he passed.
Okay, it wasn't very long ago.
No.
Must be a different Paul Jones. September 9th, Claremore, Oklahoma. Leroy McGurk passes away. They're all dying away. November 2nd, Atlanta, Georgia, an announcement is made that the assets previously owned by Jim Crockett Promotions have been transferred to Universal Wrestling Corporation, a subsidiary of Turner Broadcasting, headed by Ted Turner of Atlanta, Georgia.
The takeover.
The newly formed company continues to use the NWA name without applying for membership. That's when Ted Turner called Vince McMahon or Jr. and said, "I'm in the wrestling business." And Vince McMahon said, "I'm in the entertainment business," or something like that. 1989. February 18th, 1989, in Los Angeles, Mildred Burke passes away. Wasn't she like the first NWA Ladies Champion, or was she like?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
reigning?
so.
She's the one that the current belt is named after, the Burke.
Exactly.
Yeah. March of 1989, Universal Wrestling Corporation is renamed World Championship Wrestling. Boy, that name gets thrown around a lot. And then your world champions at the end of the decade, your heavyweight champion is Ric Flair. Still no junior heavyweight championship. It's vacant. Light heavyweight is Parada Morgan, who I've never heard of.
Never heard of
that. Middleweight champion is Emilio Charles Jr.
Welterweight
is Fuerza Guerrera.
Where's he at?
Your women.
Where's the Guerrero?
I didn't even know they had middleweight, welterweight champions.
I never heard. No, I never heard of these either.
We didn't know until you didn't really find out until like the late 90s, and these championships have been defended since the 1930s.
Yeah.
Went through different generations and then made its way into the NWA. Well, most of those championships were in Mexico.
Mhm.
middleweight, welterweight, junior, light flyweight, straw, atom weight, whatever championships they had.
He needs to talk about Impact, by the way. Okay, your ladies champion is
Moolah.
nope,
Oh.
Debbie Combs.
Yeah, remember by the mid 1980s, Moolah took her version of the NWA Women's Title to WWF
That's
Yeah,
right.
and lost it to Wendy
Right.
Richter.
and lost it to Rennie Richter. Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Your
But then
tag
Moolah
team,
won it back again as Spider Lady.
yeah.
Mhm.
Your tag team champions were Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner, and your television champion was the Great Muta. So there you have the decade of the 1980s in the NWA.
My favorite decade.
That's the golden
Late
era of
80s,
wrestling.
especially late 80s.
The 80s was the golden era of wrestling.
Yes.
I believe the early 80s was the golden age.
Yeah,
That's
well,
my
from
opinion.
80 to 86, it started kind of thinning out. 87, 88, 89. It started becoming more WWF. The
True.
NWA started to fade. The AWA faded.
Yeah.
You know, by 1990, both of what we knew them as were gone.
Rusty, we don't know. We're still finding that out. Easy E. Yeah, Dusty won the title from Harley Race in 1979 and 81, and then he won it from Ric Flair in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you missed out, Scott. You missed out. In 1981, I started watching wrestling in 1980 or 81, and it wasn't long. I'd seen Ric Flair wrestle, and I always thought he was kind of cool. And then he shows up with the NWA World Title after he had just won it from Dusty Rhodes in Kansas City. And that's the first time I'd ever seen a wrestling belt. I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hooked. NWA champion, I thought was Ric Flair. Yeah, Ric Flair had it.
Was it Flair or was it Race?
It was Flair. It was Flair.
Okay.
Race lost it in November.
Okay.
Now Flair had it from November of '83 until May of 1984 when he lost it to Kerry.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Scott. I'm just not getting the comments.
Mhm.
So that's the decade of the '80s. I'm just trying to see if it'll go over to the '90s. There you go. Yeah, okay. We'll cover that at the next episode.
Yeah, I agree with Scott. Going to Blockbuster and going to the wrestling section was always great.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Then until the WWF started taking over the whole doggone
Yeah.
section.
All their Coliseum videos were
The
everywhere.
Coliseum
and,
videos, right?
You guys remember ordering the tapes from the magazines
Mm-hmm.
when they didn't really have them in the stores? You could order them from like online. It wasn't online, but you had to order directly through a magazine.
Oh yeah, I couldn't take it. I couldn't. It was unbearable.
He's speechless. He's getting
that's
choked up
James.
just thinking about it.
That's James Davis.
Yeah.
he
yeah,
knows how I feel about those two belts.
Now, some of you guys may be too young to remember this, but the WCW hotline, 1-900-998-9900.
909.
909 98
I know,
9900.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Kids, be sure,
that.
kids, be sure you get your parents' permission for call.
Man,
before calling.
Mean Gene plugged the hell out of that damn
Oh, he did.
He
hotline.
Yeah.
did. He did.
He plugged
I
it.
never
That's why we
called.
all remember the phone number.
909-9800. Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Mean Gene's bloopers?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're great. They're
Though,
great.
Oh,
with
man.
him and Sheik.
I
man,
wish
yeah.
they would make it
bad.
into a reel of all his bloopers, so you can watch them
Somebody's
all
got it.
together.
My
Somebody
favorite
I'm sure
line,
got it.
and it wasn't a blooper, when Flair won the Royal Rumble, and he was back there interviewing him, and he stopped in the middle of the interview and yelled at somebody, "Put that cigarette out!"
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that,
Goddamn
yeah.
cigarette out.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
It looked like he did it on. It was part of it, but you could tell like he was pissed. Somebody was smoking a cigarette
He
while they
meant
were sitting
business.
there interviewing after
Yeah.
Flair had won the Royal Rumble.
I learned something today, and I didn't know. I don't know if you knew, Ben, But do you know who sang the Wolfpack's theme song? The NWO Wolfpack,
No.
a famous rapper. T Murder was the original singer of the Wolfpack anthem. I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
From No Limit.
Yep. I
He's
found
in
that out
prison.
today.
He's in prison now. It don't look like he's getting out.
And that tripped me out. I had to go back and listen to the song, and I'm like, that's him.
Yeah. The Mean Gene outtakes though.
Oh, I
Yeah.
want to see all of them together.
Oh, I love
man.
those. I saw one yesterday of him interviewing Dr. D. Dave Schultz. And Dave Schultz was talking about San Francisco and seeing
Oh
what he thought was
yeah.
a woman was a man wearing a wig. And Mean Gene went to laughing, and he said, "What are you laughing about? What's wrong with you, Mean Gene?" So he takes it back for him, and they pan over to him. So I don't know if that was a blooper reel or if that was actually what happened. Or
My
what
favorite
kind of
one is with Mean Gene and Kamala.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. So that's that. I did want to talk about this. This is not wrestling or belt related, but I did want to talk about this because it is news, and it's really tragic. I want to talk about the submersible disaster at the Titanic website or Titanic gravesite. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing at the irony of this. This guy, he took shortcuts in the construction of this submersible. And from what I understand, he had help from NASA in developing the body of this thing. And it was yeah, I want a woman. That's Dr. D. Saw that yesterday. I want a woman. And he said something about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, you need to be in San Francisco because you look like a woman.
Right, and you can see Mean Gene pan away from the camera. All
Yeah, he
slow.
just does this, yeah. But this guy that owns this company had NASA help him develop this this submersible. Now, most submersibles that go down that deep are made out of steel or titanium or some strong metal, and supposedly carbon fiber is very, very strong. It's also a lot lighter than metal, so they made this. And I don't think that was the issue here. I take that back. From what I heard a little while ago, I think it was part of the issue. And he cheaped out everything else. He had this knockoff Xbox controller he got on Amazon, which had bad reviews, by the way, for $30. He had handles from Camper World. It looked like the the submersible version of the Clampet's pickup truck, I guess, going down the Beverly Hills. And he tried to make more money by going cheap on the vessel. He had one porthole in the very front. I think he had two different nose cones. One had just a big bubble. You can see it for more shallow depths, and then the one that went down had a porthole about this big.
Yeah, 17
And
bolts.
It was only that's for the access
Oh, the
port.
access. Okay.
And supposedly the porthole they went down there with was rated for a more shallow depth. It wasn't rated for how deep they were going down. And we're talking about 2.5 miles under the ocean. That's deep. It's deep. When you get down there, there's no light, absolutely no light whatsoever. It's just pitch black. It's like going into a cave and going deep enough that you lose your sunlight. I mean, and from what I understand, if you stay in a cave like that long enough, you'll lose your mind because you have no depth perception. You have nothing. Your senses are all messed up. So, and it's also cold down there, by the way. And this cracks me up about all these people saying, well, they bolted these guys in from the outside with 17 bolts. That makes no difference because when you're down that deep, you can't open the door anyway. If you do, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You can't. They said, one time said divers down there. Divers going to go down to about 300 feet. This is 2.5 miles. So, yep. Well, one of his own engineers questioned the integrity of this vessel, and tried to say, "Hey, this is not safe." Just kind of like the Space Shuttle Challenger. You know, they try to say, "Hey, it's too cold. You can't do this." They ignored it. They fired the guy. They took the thing down, and it imploded on them. And so There was no winners in that deal.
No.
And the thing that I could not help but think about is, in fact, I had trouble going to sleep last night because I was thinking about this. 5 people in basically a little minivan under the water. It's the size of this thing. It's about the size of a minivan.
21 feet
Nope.
long.
No seats.
None.
No light. No light whatsoever. Sitting on the bottom of the ocean 2.5 miles down. No hope of getting rescued. Absolutely no hope. So what I heard today was they did find debris from the craft. They found the tail cone. Andy said they found the leg structure that sat on the little floating platform before it goes off. Found pieces of it, which confirmed this vessel had a catastrophic implosion. And when I say implosion, that's the opposite of an explosion. It implodes. It's like taking a tin can and stomping on it.
Yes. Went inward.
Yeah,
Yes.
it went inward. And it kills you immediately. I mean, you're gone. One second there, you're half second later, you're gone. Yeah, and from what I heard, they think that the carbon fiber was substandard. It was brittle, and that's what caused the failure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was not certified. It was supposed to be certified by the Coast Guard and some other entity, but it was not. So
So the Coast Guard failed it. They said it was not fit to go under.
Yeah, at that depth anyway. But they got down there, and I knew when they said that it was missing that they would not be found alive because any rescue mission to go get them takes time. It takes time to plan because you can't just walk over and just drop something in the water and pull them back up. It doesn't work that way. We're talking about 2.5 miles.
Yeah, it's not a
Well,
lake. It's not a lake.
No, it's not a lake. No. So I knew, and they only had 96 hours of air, and it was going to take a lot longer than that for any type of rescue mission to go down there and get them. It's like the space shuttle. Once the space shuttle goes up, if it loses tiles up in space, they can't just put one on the launch platform and go up and get them. They have to plan. They have to roll it out there. Have to prepare. It takes time, and these guys did not have enough time. So I knew they were going to die. I just thought they would suffocate to death once they lost their oxygen. They had carbon dioxide scrubbers that would soak up the carbon dioxide, so they wouldn't put it back in the air because it's toxic. So I knew they would not come out alive. My hope was that what happened actually happened. It would implode because I just could not even. It was just terrifying in my mind to just picture these poor people sitting there at the bottom of the ocean, 2.5 miles away from any type of safety, sitting there contemplating how the hell are we get out of this situation, and knowing they're going to die. They had to have known they're going to die, but luckily for them, this implosion happened, and they had no time to think about it. That was the most merciful way to die.
And what do you think the last thoughts in their mind before? I mean, they know it didn't happen, but what do you think went through their mind before that?
I can't even imagine. I just can't imagine.
Submarine, the vessel.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no hope for these poor people. I mean,
one guy was with his son, correct? It was I think he was young.
He was from Pakistan. He's from Pakistan.
And they paid $250,000 to be on there. You think the vehicle could have been a little bit safer, maybe? Approved to go down there, but
somebody said it cost $30,000 to make.
$30,000.
And it cost $250,000 apiece to go. Yeah,
you paid over $250,000 to go down a $30,000 vehicle.
Yeah,
and it just we all know what happened now.
Well, the only two people I've thought of that what they might have been thinking was the owner of this thing, thinking maybe I should have taken more suggestions on the safety of this thing. That father thinking I just brought my son down here, we're both going to die. I just can't even.
Billionaires too. These billionaires down there.
And there are some memes out there that poke fun at this, and some of them I have to admit they gave me a chuckle, but at the same time it's not really something to joke about. 5 people lost their lives. I said a prayer for them. I said a prayer.
It was over.
I did too. Yeah, the owner went down. The owner went down on it. He was killed too.
Yeah, I didn't know that, Platinum. Water's heavy. You ever take a jug of water, fill it full of water? It's heavy.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, still 5 humans. Yeah,
exactly, Jason.
Right.
And I hope that they didn't sit down there for a day or two and then the thing imploded. I hope it just imploded and they had no warning. I just have to think that because I just can't imagine being sitting there in the dark. You can't see nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't see the hand in front of your face. You can't see nothing.
All you're
Knowing the
hearing is
Titanic's
noises.
1,500
Yeah.
feet away, and you're going to join those poor people that sunk in 1912.
Right.
They became part of the casualties.
And they
Yeah.
say that most submarines, most U.S. Navy submarines, don't even go to that depths.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
even go that
They
far
don't.
down.
They don't.
So my question would have been, if they would have been able to get saved, how were they going to get saved?
How are they going to bring that unit up? How are
Right.
they
This is my theory. My theory is this, because I'm a big Titanic buff. There was a movie called Raise the Titanic,
Mhm.
made in 1980. Now, this was kind of way out of the bounds of reality, but they took big air tanks and somehow, because they had this, of course, it's Hollywood, they had these submersibles that would attach these tanks to the sides of the ship. They pumped the hull full of foam, filled these tanks full of these bags full of air, and they put explosives on each side and blew the thing up. That was the Titanic. What this thing was a small 22, 23 foot long thing. The only thing I could think of they could do is take a remote robotic vehicle with a cable, the steel cable, to go down there and use its manipulator arms to hook this cable onto part of the vessel and winch it up with a ship. That's the only way I could see you doing that.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it, absolutely. 6,000 pounds per square inch. That's pretty damn heavy. I can only liken this, and I'm sorry, Jason, to bring this up. I can only liken this to what it would be like to be in the World Trade Center when it collapses over the top of you. Just instant death. Jason's from New York, so yeah.
Yep.
I mean, can't even wrap my mind around that.
Right.
Yeah, and this is kind of funny, kind of not funny. It's a statement that can be made either way. These people went down there to get the Titanic experience, and unfortunately for them, they got the full experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he cut corners, and he paid for it. I mean,
Wow.
it wasn't just the poor passengers, but that the guy that he bet his life on taking these corners, thinking it'll be okay, it'll be okay. It wasn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
Per square inch is what I heard. 6,000 pounds per square inch.
Wow. Jeez.
Water's heavy. You get 2.5 miles of water on top of you. That's pretty heavy.
Mhm.
Yeah, more people have been to the moon than have been at the bottom of the sea. So, Jason was there at 9/11. Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I want to hear what James Cameron had to say. I heard he was very critical of what happened. He's been down there when he made the movie Titanic. He actually
I gotta see that. Yeah, I gotta see that.
He actually went down there. But yeah, the only way, if that thing was intact, they were going to get that up, was to hook some type of a steel cable that could lift 23 tons.
Mhm.
I think it's 23 tons. What it weighed 23 tons or something like that, or 23,000 pounds or something. I can't remember, but would be to hook a steel cable. And they had sent winch ships out there that could do that, but they had to find the sub first and hook onto it somehow. And I'm sure the guy didn't think ahead to find some kind of a way to hook a hook or something on the vessel. Yeah, he went down 4 times in the sub. Now, my theory on that is each time he went down, it weakened it that much more.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
And when I remember when they found the Titanic, Robert
Jason
Ballard.
Davis said it the best right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there is sea life down there. There is sea life down there. When Bob Ballard found it, he went down to explore it in a submersible. You could see little sea creatures swimming. I don't know how they did it, but they did. And he refused to reveal the location of the Titanic because he's worried that people are going to go down there and try to get relics and things like that. Which that's what happened. And his biggest fear just came to realize this week.
Yeah.
So it's just a sad deal. And the only reason I want to talk about that is because I'm a big Titanic buff. As a matter of fact, I got the program for Qantas next month, and I'm going to talk about the history of the Titanic and the discovery of it, and then this incident.
Now, the other times it went down, Mark, did they make 4 trips to the Titanic, or just 4 times in the ocean?
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
he's been to the Titanic 2 or 3 times before that.
Okay.
I
So
know
it
he did.
didn't
I
do
know he went one time previously because the guy that went down with him last year was very scared for his life because he said that we dropped like a rock. I don't believe that because what they do, they basically just free fall in the water down until they save power to come back up. So they just turn everything off and just sink to the bottom. But they don't drop it like a rock because it takes 2.5 hours to drop 2.5 miles. That's a mile an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a rock dropping. But at the
Right,
same time, it has to be.
you almost barely feel yourself dropping. at
Yeah,
that,
yeah. But
You know,
he did say they lost power a couple times on the way down, so that would be kind of scary. Yeah, Platinum. That's another thing I wanted to bring up: the fact that the Titanic, it was decaying anyway, but with all these subs going down there and documenting it, they set their subs down on the hull, on the decks, and things like that. It's deteriorating much more fast because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Much faster. But yeah, I remember when they found it. I was in college at the time, and I was fascinated by that. Now, in the movie Raise the Titanic, it was all in one piece because nobody had found it. They hadn't found it yet. They found it 4 years later, I think it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had the National Geographic that showed the pictures of when they first found it. They didn't when they found it. There was nobody in a submersible at the time. They were towing these sleds with cameras on them. They were aimed down with lights, and they were just kind of going along, kind of like a metal detector. And they found a boiler first, and then they found the ship. So he came back a year or two later to go down there and actually look at a little bit more detail. It was on National, it's on Discovery Channel, I think it was. Pretty cool stuff. But this is really, really sad, really tragic. 5 people, including a 19-year-old kid, lost their lives over a stupid mistake. So, how do we follow that? I guess we can sit there and go,
We got AEW Forbidden Door coming up. We had
that's right, yeah.
Collision last Saturday. Me and Annie had this talk about it. I think Ben too. I think AEW will be better off now getting rid of Rampage and keeping Collision and Dynamite.
Yeah, because live's always got to do better than a taped show. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Punk's return, his promo was pretty good.
I still think that Tony Khan needs to just hire himself a good booking team.
Yeah, I agree, Mark.
We've been saying that forever. We've been saying that forever, you know.
But he just refuses to do that. He thinks he can book. He can't.
Yeah, because it's his dad's money.
Yeah. I heard he possibly purchased Bellator.
I heard that too.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were looking at doing that.
Why? Because Vince and UFC are together now?
Probably. I wouldn't put it past them.
That'll be terrible too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still are an upstart wrestling company because they haven't gained their sea legs yet.
I honestly thought Saturday's show was pretty good.
That and on Saturday
I enjoyed
shows,
it. I enjoyed it.
On Saturday shows, it's going to be harder in the summer as opposed to the winter months.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you can really kind of see what the viewership is in the winter months. Because in the summer, a lot of people, man, you got daylight until 9 o'clock or so. Ain't nobody gonna be, really stick in the house every Saturday to watch wrestling.
No, I was gonna say go to DVR at first, but then I said, let me just check it out. It's the first one, so let me check it out.
And I watched it, and it wasn't a bad show. It was
I enjoyed it.
Show.
Yeah.
But you guys know why CM Punk showed up in Dynamite, right? Somebody was missing, so they had to fill a spot.
Yeah, because the Elite were gone.
Yep.
How long have they been promoting CM Punk coming back, and he has yet to step in the ring?
Well, it's in Chicago too, so
Yeah.
he's
So he made an
Where he's
appearance.
from
Yeah.
and where AEW does best has always been in Chicago.
Yeah, but he also won in his hometown.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it was a good show all around. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to this Forbidden Door now. I'm gonna order the pay-per-view. I'm gonna. Yeah, I
What is
definitely
the
have to.
What is the Forbidden Door anyway? Never understood that concept.
They bring over guys from New Japan.
Oh,
They have
okay.
them fight the American guys from AEW.
I got you. Okay.
And the card for this Forbidden Door is stacked. I mean, it's definitely got my interest.
Okay.
Me and Ben were talking about it the other night, and Andy we were watching them announce who's going to be there.
that CM Punk Kojima match.
Is that a dream match, Ben?
I wouldn't say it was a dream match, but it's one of those matches that you would never think you would ever see.
Who's the other guy that they said CM Punk stole the Go to Sleep from?
The Kenta.
Have they fought yet? No.
No, and Kenta's
Okay.
been trying to get a match with him, and he was trying to get on Forbidden Door because Kenta's in Bullet Club
Yeah.
over in New Japan, and so Kenta was trying to get them to book that match, and then
I want to
guess
see that match. I hope it happens before both of them retire. He was another one that wasn't good used properly over in NXT.
Oh, that's something I just realized. When I was coming back from Oklahoma City, I heard Jungle Boy's theme song on iHeartRadio, and I thought I know that song. And
Did
I
you
did
go
not
like
believe
this
they
in
were
the
playing
car?
it.
Did you sing
No,
along, Mark?
No, I didn't. No. Well, this is my stupid mistake. I thought, why would they put that on the radio? I forgot this is AEW. They could do what they want to. They didn't have their own exclusive music. So
right.
actually a pretty good song, but
Yeah, he's not the right person to have for that world title.
I hate to tell you, that song was out before he was alive.
Exactly. Yeah. MTV Video of the Week.
Even the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. But you guys heard, we brought this up yesterday. Remember we were talking about the contracts? They still haven't signed new contracts.
The Elite, yeah.
Yep.
Wouldn't that
I
be
need
interesting?
that.
They
And
went to meet with somebody in Connecticut. Hey, Cody did.
they got the money now.
Yeah.
Jungle Boys theme song.
Good night, Platinum. Thanks for watching tonight.
Good night, Platinum.
Yeah,
I
Night
mean, look at how
Platinum.
many people are watching, and I just realized that. 14
And
right
then
now.
Tony bought the Elton John song Saturday's Night All Right for Fighting. That's the theme song for Collision.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can buy any song he wants. He's got all the money in the world. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
Now he only bought the rights to use the song, but
to use
not
the song. He
rights
does
to
not
the
own
song.
it.
Yeah.
He just paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Now CM Punk owns the rights to use the song, no matter where he goes.
Shoot.
he worked out a deal with
In Living Color.
yeah, thank you. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep, that's his song.
Let me add
That's his
this picture
entrance
real quick.
They had a concert and he came out one time when they were performing. And they performed that song live,
We can only wish, Scott. We can only wish.
right?
What's that? Oh. Love that. I'm trying to upload a couple pictures real quick. I want to show off. These are indulge my personal pride here for a second.
Yeah, we were in the car one day and the Elite song came on, the new one. And Megan's like, isn't that from AEW? I'm like, this was out before AEW. It was out before the members were even born.
Okay, I'm gonna upload this picture real quick. I hope everybody had a happy Father's Day this last week. We lost Andy.
Oh man, they dropped out.
I had a pretty good one. I went took the boat to the lake with my wife and kids. Oh, the other one hasn't uploaded yet. Okay,
Nope,
He's
it was
back.
nice and quiet for me.
he's back.
There
But
he
my
is.
trying to get this picture pop up. Just 1 second. There we go.
He's back.
I'm
He's
back.
back. Guess who's back?
He's back.
He's
He won't
back.
go away.
Guess who's back?
He's MAGA AB.
Oh,
I
that's good.
gonna get you.
I missed the
with a
50-minute
rocket
warning mark.
sickle.
Okay, let me get these pictures uploaded real quick. Speaking of Father's Day, by the way, I hope you had a happy Father's Day, Andy. You dropped off as I was talking about that.
Yeah, had a great Father's Day.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, posted some in a Snapchat, and I had forgotten about this picture, and I'm gonna try not to tear up here. She posted this on Snapchat. Me and her in the pool. I don't know how old she was.
Aw,
Love that girl. I love all my kids.
that's a great
I love all
picture,
of them.
Mark.
But then we went to the lake. When did we go? Saturday. We went Saturday. Yeah, and Sunday we went. She and I went to go play a round of golf. So this is her a few years later. Me and her playing golf.
Oh wow.
So
Did she beat you, Mark?
no, we both suck.
I can relate to that.
She probably sucked less.
Andy.
What? What?
Yeah, yes. He
What?
know you then.
What?
Yes.
Me?
To answer North's question, yes, I like Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Yes.
he's my favorite Batman.
Michael Keaton all the way.
The best.
I was
movie
skeptical
Batman
when I heard
Michael
he
Keaton.
was the new Batman, but when I saw the movie, I thought he did a great job. I really
He
did.
did.
I like Michael Keaton for Batman, and then Christian Bale also. Those were my two favorites.
Michael Keaton for the movies, Adam West for the TV show.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a peaceful day, Gianni.
I had an all right day.
What?
Little rough, a little rough, but I got through it.
He likes it rough.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Bing bong. Who was the other guy played? Oh shoot.
Val Kilmer.
Val
No,
Kilmer.
well, yeah, I forgot about Kilmer. No, the
George Clooney.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Who else played Batman? Okay, who's
George
your favorite
Clooney.
Joker? Who's your favorite Joker?
Jack
Ooh,
Nicholson.
Yep.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack.
Yep.
It's
And
Jack
then
and then Heath.
Caesar Romero for the TV show.
Yep. Mine would have to be Jack and Heath.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite, Jack.
Everybody's from Pittsburgh, according to Gianni.
Right.
Everybody.
I didn't realize I was from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
The best Batmobile was the '66 Batmobile.
Yes.
You guys see
Mm.
Jerry the King Lawler owns one and drives it around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
he does.
Yep. It sure does.
He had his built for him.
Yep.
There's that
You
guy
can buy-
that builds
You can buy
them.
kits for that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I bet they cost
Speak-
more than that submersible did.
Speaking of Batman,
right.
did you guys see the original
It's
2
probably got farther.
episodes when the Green Hornet showed up?
I never
Yes.
saw that one. Was that
Bruce,
good?
Bruce Lee
man.
played Kato.
Kato. Yep.
I got them on DVD. Somebody burned it for me.
Yeah, I remember
It's
seeing
aw-
those episodes.
Yeah,
It's
there
awesome.
was a few crossovers.
66 was a good year, wasn't it?
But
Andy?
but
was a
Green
great
Hornet,
year.
the Green Hornet didn't last long.
No.
No.
He was boring.
Well, did he
It
do?
was a
Did he
Batman
do?
knockoff, let's just say it.
He was supposed to play the lead in Kung Fu, right?
Bruce Lee was the Green Hornet, wasn't he?
No,
No,
he was
yeah.
Kato.
No, he was Kato. He was Kato.
Okay.
Van
Yeah.
Heflin was the Green Hornet.
Okay.
And I think Bruce Lee was supposed to do the lead for Kung Fu at the time, right after he filmed that, or before he died, something like that. Am I
It was
right?
Van Heflin that played the Green Hornet. Let me double check that.
That car was sick though.
Oh, I love that car.
When they remade it, into the Green Hornet movie. That car was sick.
No, it wasn't Van Heflin. Who played the Green Hornet?
I'll look.
I'm good. I'm looking.
Yes, Kato stole the show for sure.
He was good.
If you guys haven't
Oh,
seen
shit, I
those
just went into a
episodes, those
tornado
2
warning.
episodes of the Batman and the Green Hornet, if you can find them on YouTube, check them out.
I just went into a tornado warning.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
jeez.
Did you guys hear about the tornado down in Matador, Texas?
Yeah.
Killed a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Damn,
they were
man.
saying that they suspected a tornado touched down here last night. I
It
mean,
was
that thunderstorm that came through here last night was vibrating my floors from the
It
thunder.
was
Tell
a
you
guy.
what,
Oh, sorry. It was Van Williams, Mark.
Ben
Okay, I got the
Williams,
van right. Okay.
Go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
if we keep getting the rain like we've been getting it, it's gonna be bad for us down here.
Thanks,
I mean,
Scott.
Within
I'm
30
not in the
minutes, get like 10 inches of rain.
Do you have a basement, Ben?
no.
Okay. Neither do I.
Neither do I.
Tornadoes come, we gotta,
Yeah, I think the next house I buy, if I buy another house, is gonna have a basement. I need space. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Mark, what's so funny?
Nothing. You
You know what they, you know what
what's
they
up.
say, right? Oh, ding, ding dong.
Yeah,
Ding
he
dong.
just saw it. Ding dong.
ding dong.
Yeah, saw the doorbell. Just saw the doorbell.
You know what they say though, when there's one around your area, you hear it almost sounds like a freight train.
Like a
Freight
train.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, so
He knows. Yeah,
you know,
Ben knows.
it's not Oklahoma. It's all of us in the Midwest that get smashed with
From April through
tornadoes.
August is tornado season
Right.
here.
I told my family the first place we're going, we're gonna throw everything out of the closet and hop in the closet.
My family goes down to our basement, but I have to be out with the fire department. Just hello, Ethan. Welcome. You're late, but welcome.
Hey,
Come on,
Ethan.
Hey,
I have to go out with the fire department to spot storms. I went out Saturday night about 11 o'clock and got 5 miles west of town and got pelted with golf ball size hail.
right.
Ouch.
Fire
wow.
truck. Yeah.
Ouch.
But that fire truck didn't catch fire like the last one did.
Oh man.
That's good news.
Yeah, it goes by quick, don't it, Debbie?
It sure went faster than my honeymoon. That was a good one.
You do what you can,
Yeah, it does.
Uh,
Just a quick note for everybody, because I mentioned this last week, but I'll remind everybody, we will not have a show next week. I'm going to be on vacation, and I'm going to apologize right now because I know some of you are going to let me have it next Thursday. But just enjoy the week off. Yeah, you guys earned a break. I earned a break. I would love nothing more to be on with you guys next week, but I'm going to be in a remote area. I'm not sure I'm going to have internet, so I don't want to take a chance. I also don't want to have to pay for a divorce. So we will not have a show this week, but yeah, he was one of them. This guy's one of them. Let me have it.
Right? Suck Mark. This
got me good.
towel. This towel is sponsored by Spanning the Globe.
What do you got on your shoulder, Ben? Oh, it's that belt again.
That's
The
his cover.
infamous-
That's his cummerbund.
Yeah, cover me. Yeah.
That's his cummerbund, yes.
He's got his version. I've got mine. Belt of the week. I also have the painted version, which you can see right here. That's the painted
Mhm.
version.
I like the silver mark.
I do too.
I do too. But I had to have them both. The painted version is pretty too. And I'm debating whether or not to paint these grommets. I don't know yet. I'll figure it
I
out.
noticed. Did they always have two grommets on the outer side?
Yes.
Or-
yes.
Okay.
They modeled it after the 10 pounds of gold.
Okay. Gotcha.
10 pounds of silver.
I will, Jason. I will.
Did you see Gianni's comment?
No.
I'm not putting it up.
Oh yeah, that it is coming up.
It's the EID next week. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I thought they just had that.
They have like 2 of them a year.
Okay.
What, the IED?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that
I mean, I think they're talking about their holiday.
amplifies the explosive device.
Right.
Oh geez.
Boom!
Oh man, we're going to hell for that one.
Yeah, I know it. But I appreciate everybody watching the show. I really, really appreciate it. I get such good feedback from you guys. Love you guys. I'll miss you guys. I will be back. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully we'll have I'm going to work on trying to get a pretty good guest. See.
2 weeks, bro.
Hey,
2
what do you
weeks, bro.
mean? Pretty good
2 weeks,
guess.
bro.
I wish we had 2 Christmases or 2 Thanksgivings or something. That'd be
2
great.
weeks, bro.
2 weeks, bro. So, one for, oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's two of them a year.
Okay. So once again, I can't grab them right now, but I got these two straps. If you're interested in them, they're what I say, $30 each, or both for $50 shipped. For a Big Eagle, I can't remember which version of the Big Eagle. Who made the place for that? But I cut them for the particular plate. But they're still good for a project belt. So if you're interested, let me know. They will not be on the sales post. Just hit me up. I'll probably pawn them off again in a couple weeks. But it's 9:00 my time, and yesterday was the longest day of the year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It got dark at like 9:30 here.
Summer solstice. Summer solstice.
Yeah. I'll be in southeastern Oklahoma for vacation this year.
Will you be
Where they actually
traveling? Will you be traveling on
actually have
Route
trees.
66?
Do what?
Will you be traveling on Route 66?
No, it's north. I'll be going
Okay.
southeast. I'll be going
Okay.
southeast.
Okay.
I did
Same-
straddle Route 66 today.
Same place as last time, Mark.
No, I've been
Oh,
there. Well,
shit.
I was there once before a few years ago. We're going to rent a cabin in the
Oh,
woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
And there's a lake down there. There's kayaking, zip lining, things like that. So if
I'd
I
love to
survive
do
that,
that, man.
I'll try to have some pictures. But on behalf of Ben, Andy, and Richard, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. We will see you in a couple weeks. So let me cue it up here. And I know what you guys are thinking since I'm taking off next week. Where'd it go? This is what Jason Cortez is
A
thinking.
bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Mark, the only thing I gotta say is if you hear banjos, just keep paddling.
That's been rumored to go on down there. I was told not to get off the main roads. They'll never see me again. So, so I thought you'd like that, Jason. Oh Lord, I hope he's not going to be in southeast Oklahoma.
Look, Gianni has a vac. He got a new vacuum, I guess.
He's got a vac. Okay,
Got a new vac next week.
go along with his flashlight.
That sucks.
It
tell ya.
does. It does. So, once again, on behalf of Ben, Richard, and Andy, I want to thank you for joining us this week. We will be back in a couple of weeks, so enjoy the week off, and we will see you then. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.